Hello, all, and welcome to All Red. This is a momentous day on the channel because this is the first time that we have had three of us talking about one subject because we don't just have our London Red Aaron here. We have the one and only Jamie Story from the Football Story. Jamie, welcome, brother. How are you doing?
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me on. I'm doing well. How are you?
We're doing good. Aaron, how you doing?
Mate, love it. Mate, my two men that I watch at the moment, mate, I love it. So it's good to see you both on here.
Aaron's the glue here. He brought up Jamie's channel and said, you got to get him on. And so here we are. And we're going to talk about the upcoming massive Champions League fixture against Real Madrid. And by the way, I am channeling, the 2000s, the early 2000s here because Liverpool have not beat Real Madrid since 2008, 2009, back when we smashed them 5-0 on aggregate. But since then, it's been a little dry in the results column for Liverpool against the Blancos. But as we all know, this is a completely different Liverpool side because of the one and only arneslot. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to run through an estimated 11 really quickly, and then I'm going to open it up to you guys to kind of react to this. I've got some maybe surprise selections here, but I'm going to go through this real quick, and then we'll talk about it. All right. At the back, I think it's Cleveland Kelleher. I don't think Allison is ready for this one. I could be wrong, but I kind of think throwing Allison back into a team that he hasn't been a part of for the last 5 to 6 weeks might be a mistake because we know how critical the goalkeeper position is to the possession of our team once we get the ball back. Of course, it's the best center back pairing in the world right now, Van Dijk and Kanate. I'm going Bradley on the right, and I'm going to go Joe Gomez on the left, just due to the pace. I know we're not going to be dealing with Vinicius Jr. in this one. He's injured, but Kylian Mbappe, of course, will be going up, against I assume he'll be kind of going across that front line, but I'd kind of like the pace of Joe Gomez at the back there. I'm going to keep going here. It's Gravenberg, McAllister, and Szoboszlai. I think we need to put Szoboszlai back out there after he scored a goal. And it was kind of a freak goal, but it was a goal nonetheless. And I think his size and physical presence in the midfield is needed against Madrid. And then I'm going Salah, Gakpo, and Luis Diaz up front. Okay, guys, I'm gonna open it up to you, Jamie. What do you think? What's your reaction to that? Any changes you'd make?
I think probably the only one I'd probably look at is Gomez. I understand the decision as well, but I think Simicast, Robertson, I think they're the two that he's leaning on towards. We haven't seen too much of Gomez, other than when he's maybe had to come in for, like, say, Van Dijk and Ate. He obviously played, I think his last game was against Brighton in the cup. So other than that, I think that's the only change I would make. I think the rest is all spot on. I think McAllister needs to come back into the team. Diaz needs to come back into the team. They offer a lot going forward. I think Diaz playing through the middle at the minute is offering us something a little bit different where we're able to get a lot more out of our forward line. Nunes has been good when he's come in, but it seems a lot more stale sometimes. I think with Diaz, Gakpo, and Salah, it's a lot more fluid. And Gakpo is obviously performing to a really high level at the minute. So, yeah, I think Gakpo, Diaz, Salah up front, and then I think the rest, other than maybe Gomez for Robertson or Robertson. Yeah, go Robertson. Other than that,
Okay,
I wouldn't change anything else.
Aaron, what do you think?
I agree on Robertson, but I like the idea of Gomez. I think you're right. I think, against Mbappe, that pace and the physicality of Gomez being able to nudge Mbappe around might put Mbappe out of his comfort zone. I think that physicality from Gomez would be a really good decision. Also, Costas is injured, so I've seen that come out today. That Costas has picked up a knock from the Southampton game at the end of the game. I don't think it's anything serious, but it's swollen and he needs to have a scan on it. I like the midfield. Szoboszlai's finish. I'd like to see Szoboszlai place a few more shots rather than just going for power every time.
Yeah,
because it was a lovely finish on his weaker foot as well, off the post and in. I like the front line. I think there's a lot of energy there and trickery, and I think they cause any defence in world football problems. I think Trent may start. I think either Trent will start because he's fit enough, or he won't play because of the whole head turning thing. And it might be a case of saving him for City and not putting him into the firing line against Real Madrid.
See, if he is fit, I want to see Trent play because, I think he comes in and, whether his head is turned or not, I think he's going to want to prove a point. When you're going up against a club that you've either been rumored to go to, or you've been there, or he's going up against one of his best friends in Jude Bellingham, I think there's a fire that's lit there. So if he's fit, I want to see him play. And I think, Trent's defensive abilities this season have been really, really good. So it's not like, play Bradley because he's been the better defender. I think Trent's been really, really good. And I think he still offers us more going forward than Bradley does. At the same time, I'm totally comfortable seeing Bradley on the right. And I think he's able to stand up against really anybody. The one thing with Gomez, I kind of see Slot. This might be kind of like the Chelsea game that we saw, 5-6 weeks ago or a month ago, where we knew coming into it, Chelsea were playing well. Not that Madrid are playing well, but you're coming up against a team that can score goals. I just wonder if Slot wants to maybe test the first half and sit back a little bit more, not worry about controlling possession as much, but seeing how Madrid want to attack us. And maybe we get a quick turnaround, like fast break goal. But I kind of see Slot maybe opting to do that, especially after we struggled against Southampton. I don't think Slot's going to want to play a very open game. And I think Joe Gomez kind of fits into that a little bit more. I do think there's liabilities there. Joe Gomez not as good of a passer, obviously, as Andy Robertson. But I just worry. I worry about that Robertson pace that just seems to not quite be there yet. And I feel like that would be a big liability on the left side. I think teams know that. I think they've been just outright attacking that left side when Robertson's in there and testing him. And, there's been a couple of bright spots, but certainly not against Southampton. There were just a couple really, really ugly plays from Robbo. But guys, how are you feeling overall about this match? Jamie, what are your thoughts? I mean, do you have a score prediction in your head of how you think this might go?
I think we all have bad memories of Real Madrid in recent times. I was actually at the Champions League final in Kiev.
Were you?
We lost
Wow.
we lost 3-1. But score prediction wise, I think I'm gonna go. I think it'll be a high scoring affair. I think both teams have shown that they have the attacking potential. I think even Madrid without Vinicius, they still have a lot of potential there to cause Liverpool problems. I think we obviously have the Trent situation where whether he plays or there's something else on his mind, we've seen in recent games that sometimes he can be got at, especially against Madrid. And Bradley is obviously coming up against one of the best players in the world, so there's obviously something that they might look to target. Score prediction wise, I'm probably gonna go, I think 2-2. I think there will be a high scoring game. A draw is not the end of the world for us. We're already obviously top of the Champions League at the minute. I think it leaves Madrid in a lot more worse position, and I think they'll have to try and come and win at Anfield to obviously make sure they do get through automatic qualification. I think they're on 7 points.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. I think Madrid are the ones who are desperate here. They are. With each passing match that they don't get 3 points in the Champions League, they're in danger. And right now they're in danger. They're sitting on 7 points. Certainly not where they thought they'd be, probably. But they're in trouble, I'd say, as far as the Champions League table is concerned. Currently, they sit 18th. So they're 18th out of 36. They're right in the middle. Aaron, actually, they're on 6 points. Sorry, not 7. They're on 6 points. 2 wins, 2 losses. Aaron, how are you feeling about this match overall?
I think we're making an assumption that Kylian Mbappe is going to play on the right-hand side. My opinion is he'll probably be up against Bradley, most likely, because if Vinicius Jr. is out, the likelihood is that Mbappe will come across and Rodrigo will go onto the right-hand side.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad option as well. So, there's a different set of problems there. Bradley up against Mbappe. I've seen Bradley up against pacey wingers in the past, and he's done excellent, especially against Martinelli. He's marked Martinelli out of games on a number of occasions. I'm going to go with a Liverpool win. I just think Real Madrid are in a bit of a tough. I think they're in a tough place at the moment. I think they're coming to win, and I think they'll have a forward line that don't work as hard as our forward line, and I think we'll put pressure through the middle of the park in feeding sort of Diaz, Salah, and Gakpo. I think without their wingers tracking back, I think Liverpool can win this 2-1.
Yeah, I think Liverpool do not need it to win this game. I think Slot wants to win every game. Liverpool don't need to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
If Liverpool were to draw, they're still sitting at the top of the table. And I think Arne Slot will want to not lose this game. I think he'll want to win it, but I think he'll want to not lose this game at Anfield against historically recently probably the team that we just haven't figured out in the last, 16 years, 15, 16 years. So that's why I feel like, sit back, defend, keep it tight. And if Liverpool, if it's 1-1 or 0-0 in the 70th, 80th minute, based on this season's results, I would peg Liverpool to go get that win, right? Get that late goal. We've broken down teams before, a lot of teams before. Like you said, Aaron, Madrid have been just poor recently. They got destroyed in their last Champions League fixture, and they're looking a little gassed. They do have some older players in the team. I wonder how Luka Modric will stack up if he starts. It seems like he will. He was rested at the weekend to maybe feature in this one. I wonder how he'll stack up against somebody like a Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch, a very young core. And so sit back, let Madrid come to you, figure it out for the first 45, and then get the slot machine rolling in the second half. Hopefully attacking the cop and see what magic ensues. But that's just a great option to be sitting where we're at, top of the Champions League table. We've come through this gauntlet now nearly unscathed. Really, unscathed, except for perhaps the draw at Arsenal, which was, I think, a good result for us. But we've passed every test, and now we've got maybe the two toughest tests remaining in Madrid and City. But man, what a delicacy it is to sit here with Madrid coming to town, and we get to watch Liverpool take on the Blancos with really not a lot of pressure on us, honestly. I think we all want to win this. I think we all want to just feel like, hey, we're over the hurdle of Madrid. Slot's figured it out. It's not going to be an issue. But yeah, Aaron, let's go get this dub. Let's go get this win, bro. I love it.
Yeah.
Love
we
the
can't
optimism.
we can't underestimate as well the impact of, say, beating Madrid could have on the rest of the season. Like, if we beat Madrid and then we go to City and we beat them, like, our tails are gonna be flying. Do you know what I mean? So I think Slot is probably Slot doesn't carry the same baggage as maybe Klopp did in terms of some of the defeats that we had. So I think he'll weigh it up like how he's playing. He'll obviously weigh up Madrid's threats. And if he feels like he's going to be able to go out and get the win, then I think that's what he's going to do. And then that'll obviously carry into the game against City, which at Anfield is going to be hopping on Sunday if we do beat Madrid tomorrow.
Oh man, yes.
I think Klopp was tailor made for Real Madrid. Slot's a different kettle of fish. Yeah, Slot's a thinker. Yeah. I think Klopp, 100 mile an hour football against Real Madrid, against a team that knows how to play football well, is not always the best idea. I think Slot being able to assess a game in 45 minutes, keep it tight, and go out with a different mentality in the second half, and possibly even some different tactics after working the team out.
Yep,
I think it's key. And as an absolute sort of get out of jail free card, let's just re-sign Yossi Benayoun up. Yeah, get him on the bench, right? Benayoun comes on, 2 goals. Bosh. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, get Dasena, Benayoun on the wings.
Absolutely, get these guys back. Get them all back.
That's fantastic. Yes, I remember watching I think it was the leg where we won 4-0. I was sitting in my dorm room at college. That's how long ago this was. And watching I think it was Gerrard hit that kind of shot across the box. Yeah. To beat Casillas. And I was going nuts alone in my dorm room, but hopefully similar scenes this time around. Let us know what you think in the comments. What would you change in our starting 11? How are you feeling about this match? And as always, guys, let's go up the Reds. Come on.
Come on, the boys.
Go on, the boys.
Yeah, of course.